Hey everybody over at movies.com. It is the Schmoes No Movie Show. I'm Christian.
And I am Mark. Christian, this weekend in theaters, you have some movies. What do you have? The Pyramid?
No one knows really what's coming out.
Here's what came out is the new Star Wars trailer. The teaser, 88 seconds long, and it just blew our minds. It was so good and exciting. You got to see a really cool new lightsaber.
We were talking about, we have not talked about Star Wars on movies.com yet. We have to. We've got to do this. So this is a slow week coming out as far as new releases. So we said, let's do it. Let's do the top 5 lightsaber battles of all time.
Yeah, this is a really tough list to compile, and here we go. At number 5 is going to be the original 1977. One of the first lightsaber battles you saw was Obi-Wan Kenobi versus Darth Vader. Was it aesthetically as pleasing as some of the other ones we're going to be talking about? No, but the meaning behind it is everything.
That's the main thing. Realize too, it's not just about technique in this list, because if that was the case, then the episode 3 battle might have made it over this one. But this set us up because it was the first time you ever saw two people who knew the Force clash. It was, wait a minute, even though it was a little awkward here and there, that's fine. The guy's an old man, but it was
still put up a pretty good fight.
But it was the history. When I left you, I was but the learner. Now I am the master.
That's
like, oh,
right.
It's going down.
And you heard about this battle that had happened when they were both younger men on a different planet. This volcanic stuff happening, and you also get to see that lightsaber battle in Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. Is that going to be on the list?
Yeah, it's history. Look, there's history behind it. You see the emotion. It also is Luke sees Obi-Wan get struck down.
Struck me down,
and
he become more powerful than you possibly imagine.
And it set things in motion, so it had to be on the list at number 5. Now, number 4, this is another one that might cause some arguments here. We don't care. It's Yoda versus Palpatine, right after Palpatine gets into this, in Episode 3, after Palpatine gets into this lightsaber battle with Mace Windu and a couple other, and he wipes out most of the Jedi, but it's Yoda that walks into that throne room a little later on, and it goes down. They're throwing things at each other, but they're doing it's a battle. It's pretty epic.
Now, I think the more stirring lightsaber battle with Yoda was when he fought, who was it, Count Dooku at the end of Episode 2. When that was the first time you saw Yoda do anything that wasn't limping around, and it was awesome. But here, it takes on such meaning because you have the ultimate two, baddie and the goodie, going against each other, and it was mesmerizing to watch. Even though the film, I didn't love it, that lightsaber battle was pretty captivating.
Back and forth. And then, so number 3. Number 3 on the list, Mark, what do you got?
It is the redeeming value of Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. When you first saw that trailer, you saw the double-sided lightsaber come out, owned by Darth Maul. He takes on Qui-Gon Jinn and Obi-Wan Kenobi at the same time, and he damn near wins it.
See, this one is a very, it's like a dance. It's one of the issues I actually have with it is because it's so choreographed, and like but the actual battle, it's great. It's great to watch. It's fun to watch. We're not talking about story here. We're talking about as far as the actual meaning of the lightsaber battle. It really because of what Obi-Wan goes through, and watching Qui-Gon get struck down by Darth Maul, that also sets into motion a lot of things with him training Anakin. So it means a lot to the overall arc of the story.
And Ray Park as Darth Maul just looks awesome with that double-sided lightsaber. Now, Christian, coming in at number 2, we're going back to the classic trilogy, and we're going back to the last lightsaber battle we saw in 1983, Luke Skywalker becoming a Jedi Knight officially.
Yeah, and he almost goes down the dark path at one point.
It was touch and go.
Well, because he calls upon anger to finally take down his pops. Yeah, and it's this epic battle between Luke and Darth Vader. You know it's coming. We got a prequel for that battle that we'll talk about, I'm sure. But it was just, there was so much to it. Is Luke progressing into a Jedi? Will he be Jedi? Will he go down the path of his father? And it just was done very well, except the part when they added in, no!
That never happened. Now, Luke Skywalker at the end of that battle cuts off Darth Vader's hand, and that's kind of like comeuppance for Darth Vader because he did that to his kid in The Empire Strikes Back, which is the #1 lightsaber battle of all time in Star Wars, according to us geeks.
That is absolutely correct. It has it has like a Shakespearean feel of what happens in that moment. It's one of the best twists of all time. If not the best.
And that's just the end of the lightsaber battle. The actual battle goes through all these different rooms, and Darth Vader's throwing the Force and all these heavy boxes at Luke, and he's knocking him off platforms and stuff. And Luke still keeps coming back to fight.
It's the beginning of it because it's Darth Vader feeling his son out, and he's saying, and he just thinks that was all too easy and impressive, most impressive.
Obi-Wan has taught you well.
Yeah, and Yoda gets no props at all. But but as you're watching this fight, you talk about raw emotion, and you really see it in credit to Mark Hamill, how much he really the intensity, and he's there to save his friends, and that raw power of what could ultimately go down to the dark side again. He has to call upon that to fight Vader, but it doesn't work out.
It's just a beautiful looking fight too, and my favorite part of that fight is when you just see their silhouettes, their shadow, and you see the red lightsaber and the blue lightsaber. It's just classic good and evil. That's the good stuff. Doesn't get any better than that.
That's it. That's our list. That's what we got. An honorable mention would absolutely be the battle on Mustafar with Anakin Skywalker.
You just said that because you wanted to let them know you knew the name of the planet.
Absolutely. And Ben Kenobi, Obi-Wan Kenobi, they fought. It was a good battle. The emotion happened. A couple of things that we won't talk about the problems with the prequels. Anyway, so
make sure you guys go check out really any movie in certain markets right now. You can actually see the Star Wars teaser. They said it was going to continue to play through December.
Oh, really?
So that's what I heard. It's in select markets, and then you also have a lot of cool movies. You can still see the Hunger Games, Big Hero 6, all the movies that are great in November. Yeah. There's a lot of good stuff coming out in December, so stay tuned.
That's it for the Schmoes No Movie Show. I'm Christian.
And I am Mark.